Good afternoon. I'm Kristen Stahauer, Academic Vice President and Provost here at Northwood University. Thank you for joining us today. We're joined by our University President, Kent McDonald, and Irina Tristan, a Northwood University student athlete from Ukraine. Before you hear from them, we'd like to present the following video.
Since the unprovoked invasion by the Russian military on her sovereign country, Irina Tristan, a Northwood senior and member of the women's tennis team, is seeking asylum. Irina hails from Kyiv, Ukraine, and her family remains in the Ukrainian capital of 2.8 million people.
My first thought was about my family who currently remain in Kyiv. I'm able to keep in touch with them every day. I consider Northwood to be my second home, and I'm deeply thankful for everyone for their support and help in getting me asylum. As a Ukrainian, I value freedom and democracy, and I hope my home country will remain free and independent like the U.S. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Northwood University stands with and for a free and independent Ukraine, a country that has embraced free markets, free enterprise, and democracy. And our prayers are with students like Irina, the dozens of Ukrainian students who have graduated from Northwood University over the last couple of decades, and all Ukrainians today. These are very difficult times, and through it all, Ukrainians, including Irina, have showed grace and poise during these difficult times. And yet we have to go further than simply letting the people of Ukraine know that we stand behind them and with them. Today, Northwood University is launching a major fundraising effort to support people on the ground in Ukraine, as well as any student who wants to continue to study here at Northwood University from Ukraine. Today, Putin's Russian troops continue to move forward on Kiev and the major cities of Ukraine. They have a superior military effort, but they have underestimated the resolve and the strength of a people who yearn to be free. I would encourage you to now watch and think about these messages of support from representatives from this beautiful state of Michigan and these United States of America.
Hello, I'm Congresswoman Lisa McClain and a Northwood alumni. I am proud to stand with my alma mater to raise money to help and support the heroic people of Ukraine. God bless you.
Draws Turida. I'm State Representative Annette Glenn for Midland. You have a second home here, safe and secure, not just at Northwood, but our entire community. And we stand with you and will support you however we can. Our hearts and prayers are with you and the brave people of Ukraine back home. Vas domoyu.
Hi, this is State Senator Jones Thomas. I stand as a Northwood alumni and ask that we find ways to continue to support our friends and family over in Ukraine. Please help those in need. Thank you.
Northwood University is a unique institution. We're unapologetic in our commitment to free markets, free enterprise, personal responsibility, limited government, and the rule of law. We fundamentally believe these are the underpinnings of a democracy and human progress. Our commitment to freedom and all of these tenets are wrapped up in something we're proud to call the Northwood idea. And on this day, I'm calling all of our alumni and our supporters, those people who believe in a free and independent Ukraine, to also support our campaign. There's a link provided in this video, and I would ask you to give generously. This is an important moment in the history of the world. It's time we come together and support the people of Ukraine. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just begin by thanking our friends from the media. You have a busy schedule, and and here you are telling this story. We're happy about that. We think this is an important story that people need to hear. I also want to recognize my colleagues here in the audience, and in particular, if you look around, the number of students who are here, who we know this is important to them as well. So as you heard, today we are launching a major fundraising effort in support of the people of the Ukraine, those who wish to continue to study here at Northwood University, and those who want to direct their funds directly into the country to meet very specific needs. Over the last couple of decades, we've actually educated dozens of individuals from the Ukraine, and we feel very committed to this for that reason. Before I go too deep into my comments, let me just share this. As a university president, I have the good fortune to travel the world. I have been in a lot of different countries around the world, and this is what I know to be true. Whether it's my time in the Middle East, I just returned 2 nights ago from the UAE, time in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, up into the beautiful country of Kazakhstan, also experiencing their own challenges right now, Latin America, Europe, etc. I've settled on this point. The people around the world are good. That parents want their children to live a free and better life than they did. And the problem that we have is that people hungry for power get in the way. So I just want to honor, we have a long history here at Northwood of not only educating young people from Ukraine, but young people from Russia. And so when we look at the things going on in that part of the region today, we also stand behind the brave individuals in Russia who are standing up and protesting what we see occurring in Ukraine. So to our Russian students, you will always be welcome here at Northwood. So you've seen the same images as I have today. They report 40 miles of armored vehicles moving towards Kiev. And as I said in the video, there's no doubt in my mind that the Russian military appears to be superior than that of the Ukraine. And yet, it is this natural, as we say at Northwood, this natural yearning to be free that are inspiring so many Ukrainians to stand up and fight against potential tyranny that could be overtaking their country. Here at Northwood, although we honor messaging and slogans like "We stand with Ukraine," we believe that you have to go beyond just that and make a material impact on helping the people who are affected by this travesty. And so I'm going to report and suggest 2 ways that you would consider giving to our efforts. But before I do that, I just want to read a piece that I received last night through the power of the internet, through Facebook Messenger. I received an unexpected message. So the individual says, "Dear Dr. McDonald," he goes on to introduce himself. And he says, "We want to wish you good health, peace, and good luck. I believe that you, like many people in the world, know that there's a war going on in Ukraine. Russia has treacherously attacked our country. All types of weapons are being used. Thousands of victims, including civilians, houses, airports, railway stations, bridges are destroyed, paralyzed movement, lack of food. This tragedy has rallied our people. Everyone is on the defense of the country. Grandfathers, brothers, 14 years old. I am, with men of our residential complex, are guarding our house. The enemy is very close, about 30 kilometers from Kiev, where we live. There are constant shellings. The situation is critical. People are dying. For freedom and democracy, for their life. We don't know what will happen to us. Will we be alive? In such a situation, our beloved daughter is completely alone, far from us, our home. We don't have anyone in the USA to help her. So I appeal to you with a request to help our daughter in such a difficult time to continue her studies in the USA. I really want to believe that everything will be fine. So that was written by Irina's dad, the father, the 14-year-old boy, her brother, and it's why Northwood is committing to make a difference today. So what are the two options for you? We have today launched our Freedom for the Aspire Fund. It's to support Ukrainian students like Irina who seek a life-changing education at Northwood University. We are America's free enterprise university. We hope at Northwood that we can continue to attract people from the Ukraine here. We continue to attract young people from Russia here. We want to be a destination for people around the world who believe in what we believe in, and that is freedom, free enterprise, free markets, limited government, and democracy. Now, some people we know would prefer to see their money go directly into the Ukraine. And so we have established something we're calling freedom through choice. It's something that we've built into our DNA here of people's choice and personal responsibility. And this campaign, the Freedom Through Choice, is to support the acute needs of those in the Ukraine at this moment. As you may be aware, various organizations are endeavoring to provide humanitarian relief, and the Human Rights Foundation is who we have chosen. The Human Rights Foundation offers a list of Ukrainian organizations that aim to help the people in the Ukraine. We believe in choice in a free society, encourage you to consider what options best for you in terms of your giving. We encourage you to make a choice where you believe that your funds will be used as you intend. We also ask all of you who believe in a free Ukraine to please consider giving a donation to one or both of these options that we're providing for you today. Donations can be made via a fundraising page that we've just launched and through an URL that will also be on our website. My late father-in-law taught me something a long time ago. He said, if you're going to give, you should give in a way that it hurts just a little bit. This is a good time to follow his advice. So please give. Think about people like Irina, her family, and all those people who aspire to live in a free country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. McDonald, and thank you all for joining us today. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. McDonald?
Has Northwood set up funds like this and asked?
The question is whether Northwood University has done something like this in the past to set up funds to help students.
Thank you for your question. So as a private university, we rely on two sources of revenue, either tuition or through fundraising. We're a university that has no debt, a relatively large endowment, and so we have called on our friends and supporters of Northwood, including alumni, often to give to the university. The most recent, I would say, the most public recent one was through the flood, where after that flood, we immediately turned to our friends, and literally overnight we raised $3 million to help address the flood needs. So this is a way that we believe universities should work, that we relieve in self-reliance and personal responsibility. So it's our way to make a difference without being a draw on the taxpayer. Yeah, so I personally haven't in terms of people on the ground, but we have had correspondence with people, even local individuals, people living in other countries right now who came here. A number of them were tennis players, in fact. They're doing well, but like many Ukrainians around the world, they've expressed a real concern for their families and friends. And I made a public statement a couple of days ago where Northwood sits on this matter, and that ended up resulting in a number of individuals of Ukrainian descent who've lived here in Midland who have reached out and expressed a sincere thank you.
Oh, you're getting a little choked up there reading that. What went through you the first time?
So I've had media training never to do that. And so I think when I opened up my iPhone, it happened to be, and I read the message. It was unexpected. I didn't know who it was coming from. I quickly realized, and so I read it kind of quietly and reflected on it. And I had the same. I still have. Horrible. But they're good people, stronger than me. Yeah.
And Russia, and then how many international total do you have at Northwood?
We currently have one Ukrainian student who's here today and 3 Russian students, and they're all incredible people. And they're all concerned about what's happening. And they are at Northwood, not just because they happen to be good student athletes. They believe in our mission here. So the total is 4. The number of total international students, Kristen, do you know? About 5%. So I'll round it off, maybe 75 students. A number international students are here today. Yeah. I will also say that Northwood, in our effort to extend our message and what we believe in terms of, I think, going back to the foundations of this country, we have. I mentioned I was in the UAE, Ras Al Khaimah, and Dubai, and Abu Dhabi in the last week. We have operations in Sri Lanka and other parts of the world, and so it's our mission, our commitment to extend what we know advances human progress, and that is a free enterprise, free market, limited government, like we have here in America. So Northwood has always been open to international students. We welcome them just the same as the country has welcomed international students, and we'll continue to do that. And again, I do see the reaction of some individuals towards citizens of Russia, and let me be clear about this: that we believe the issue is with those who seek power, and it's not with the citizens who want to live a free and full life. And so we stand behind, just like we are praying for the people of Ukraine. We're praying for those incredibly brave Russian citizens who are upset with what their own country is doing, and those young people who I know, some have been in my office from Russia. We will support them through this because they too are concerned about what they see happening, and Northwood will always be home for those students. Yes.
Do you have a goal?
Well, we're promoting this hard. We have a very giving community. We rely heavily on our donors, and we have a good communications office. So we hope, we've actually already started to receive funds. We've when we started to share this, because it's happened in 48 hours, we shared it just on the weekend. We immediately had 2 people contact me to say, I want to be they were fighting over it, but they wanted to be the first people to provide $5,000 each to this. So we haven't set a ceiling. We think that the needs are going to be insatiable and deep. And those funds that stay here at Northwood will allow us to welcome even more people to this beautiful part of the world. And but again, we know that people have choices, and some people want to get the money right into the hands of those on the ground. So there's no target other than we would like it to be one of our most successful campaigns, and that we'll be able to keep students who are under duress right now with what's happening in their home country here in Midland, and hopefully there will be some other Ukrainian students. They know that they can turn to Northwood because of this activity and come and join us here. They'd be more than welcome. Yes.
If I'm wrong, I believe I heard during the video that Irina was seeking asylum in the United States. Where does that stand? Do you know where that stands? And is Northwood doing anything to facilitate that? Yeah, so we're providing full support. You'll have the opportunity to speak to Irina more privately later. But she's part of the community, and we want her to be successful. So we are going to support her in any way that she needs help. It's a process, as you can imagine, to go through. And until that works its way through, she's a graduating student this year. I can't wait to take her hand when she crosses the stage in May, and I hope she chooses to stay with us at least for another year for her graduation, for her graduate work. I know, I have complete confidence because of some of the donors I've spoken with that we'll have more than enough funds to provide her an education for another year. I think her dad would appreciate that. Any other questions?
And why it's so important to contribute to this fund right now?
Because the needs are dire. The time, I think, is of the essence. We have to give some messaging and hope to young people who want to be in the safety of Midland here at Northwood. So there is a sense of urgency, and there's no doubt in our mind with I have a hard time watching the news. The urgency in Ukraine at this second is critical. So the more we can move funds into the front lines of Ukraine to help children and mothers separated from their sons and brothers and husbands, fathers, that would be a good thing. So the days are going to get better, and I just want to thank all of you for caring enough to be here. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. McDonald. Irina will now be available for one-on-one interviews, and we would ask that the media organizations desiring an opportunity to speak with Irina to work with Kate Hessling, who is right here, who can provide further guidance on that. And again, thank you for your time and support of a free and independent Ukraine.